What up, guys, girls, people in crypto? Yeah, let's take a look at this whole Elon thing going on. So apparently, a bunch of tweets just went out. Um, what's up, everybody? Muhammad J, Crypto King. Screw Elon. No bear market time. What's up, Jamie? Dimitri, Ian. Did the storm pass? It kind of loosely looks like it does, to be honest with you. I don't know. We'll see. It's not. It's not that bad yet. I will say that. What's up, Andy? Yeah, watching yesterday's stream. I guess you mean for me today's stream. What's up, Rob? Yeah, we've during the power hour today, we've had quite a few talks about something we say often. If we don't go up, we go down. If we don't go down, we go up. And that's basically what this choppy market action has been. About a month ago, I think maybe more than a month ago. I don't think Mike's here today. I think for Mike it's like 3 in the morning right now. One thing we were talking about with Mike, and Mike's had this theory in the show lately about the 21 EMA, which is this green line on my daily time frame right here. And in 2017, we came back and tested the 21 EMA, 21 weekly EMA a number of times. In this market, that's the first time we've touched it. Is the 21 weekly EMA? What does that mean? The 21 weekly EMA. Um, does that mean that the drop is done? Well, it's difficult to say, but I will say that what we talked about a month ago was us going sideways into the 21 EMA. That's actually what we just did. We did go sideways. We dumped in the 21 EMA. The dump, while it was fairly dramatic, it wasn't all that bad. You're talking about 11 to 12%. I think our follow through this system though pulled us back into a correction. We were gonna have 3 distribution days, and there's follow through days. We undercut, so we have a new low day, ladies and gentlemen. That is today. For those of you that are members of the Power Hour, you know what that is. The rest of you probably don't. May 13th. Let me adjust that real quick. All right, so market's back into a correction. We noted how weak everything has been. 3 distribution days, correction, undercutting the previous low. And right now we're trying to bounce back. Our volume is getting more and more muted. That means that this bounce is losing steam. And at some point, we're very likely to continue the rollover in some way, shape, or form. Now, what's been happening recently, I had two alerts. I had one at 59,776 for an upside bounce, and I had one at 52,381 as our downside drop. We broke that earlier, well, I guess yesterday. Elon just sold all of his Doge. I haven't really looked at Doge. We can take a look at Doge. This candle we're putting in now, though, so far looks like a hammer candle. Ethereum also back to the positive by a couple of percent. Ethereum breaking the frozen rope pattern that it has been stuck in since late, about 3 weeks now, late April. So this ideally will start a consolidation. I don't know if we're done with the bull market. I just think that we're continuing on with a fairly healthy market cycle. Any type of drop that we have here, it doesn't. I mean, we're still technically above the 42 level. That was our first major base since we broke 20,000. So there's the break at 20,000. Even the break at 12,000. This was a very minor consolidation. This was an actual base. Now we have this. This actually reminds me a little bit of 2017, either about the 3,000 level, or there was a level I think at about 1,600 that did go sideways for quite a long period of time. It's not near the exact same pattern, but I think it's definitely indicative of just a very sideways market. You look at these ebbs and flows. Keep in mind, if BTC eventually does break 60K, this will look like nothing. This will absolutely look like nothing. All right, let's see what kind of comments I missed. I've seen a few things go down. Those are kind of my general thoughts right now. Are we done going lower? It's definitely a possibility. We're putting in a hammer candle right now. We could try to test lows again. There's nothing major in terms of bottoming action, but I do think that if we do go back and test lows again, you've actually seen this pattern several times. You've seen it here, you've seen it here, and you've seen it here, where we go low, we bounce up, we try to go lower and fail going lower on lower volume. So that could be a possibility. That at some point we're going to try to go lower. We may continue a little bit lower and then bounce back, but our volume should be, smaller, more muted than these lows here. So in that particular situation, I think that would be good for a buying opportunity, probably somewhere under the 46 if we get it on lower volume. It's not to say it's going to happen that exact same way, but it is a possibility. Now, that being said, something else that's happening is that we have had quite a bit of distribution lately. Like I said, kind of at the outgoing part of the stream here, if it doesn't go up, it's going to go down. And we've been failing to get above the 60K level. And so you can see us they're taking some off the table, and it does make some sense. But if enough people hold up, then we'll be fine. All right, let's see what we got here. Minus 25% by the dip, says Crypto Lady. Definitely a possibility. You're going to have to know where you want to exit that position. I think the dip's already bounced quite a bit from 46 right here. We're already up about 9%. It's not really buying the dip any longer. Elon Musk is out of control. Let's go look at some Elon tweets, because I actually... Slack's been keeping me updated, but I'm not really 100% informed on Elon's tweets. So I do know that Tesla and Bitcoin. Tesla suspended vehicle purchasing using Bitcoin, which they just started a couple of weeks ago, which, to be quite honest with you, is kind of garbage. I don't like that at all. I think if you're going to keep buying vehicles with Bitcoin, then do that. Just make it consistent. Gary Black likes it. Gary Black, a highly respected investor. What I've learned about Tesla is they don't always get it right at the start, but if they make a mistake, they move fast to correct it. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that right there. Peter Schiff with an eggplant. Are you kidding me right now? That's hilarious. So let's see. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin as we intend to use it for transaction as soon as mining transitions to more sustainable energy. I thought this was funny. It's like all of a sudden they figured out Bitcoin uses proof of work. It's like, oh, really? You just figured this out. You decided to buy $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin without understanding it on any level. Because when you start to understand about Bitcoin, it's probably the third or fourth thing you learn about is proof of work. And if you're an intelligent individual, you start to say, hey, that may consume a lot of power, if it's not actually said in that second, third, or fourth point that you get. So they said some bullshit here. We're also going to look at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy transaction. I think that's garbage, to be honest with you. And I think do it or don't, all in or all out. But I don't like the flippy floppy. I'm not a fan of that. I am a fan of Tesla and Elon Musk. If Shiny's listening, feel free to blow me up. But yeah, I don't like the flippy floppy, especially, I mean, if Elon changes his personal mind, but involving Tesla in it, I think is a little bit disingenuous. And I'm a huge Tesla fan. But that's a little bit garbage right now. There's also something about accepting Doge. I hope that's a joke. I've never liked that. There's Shiny. How you doing, Shiny? Yeah, I didn't like that from the second I saw it. Just Bitcoin jumping? Oh, $500 a second, Phil? No, not right now. Looks like it's still chilling up here. How's ETH doing? He's kind of chilling up here right now. Yeah, so was there another tweet? Was there two tweets, or was that just the tweet? And it looks like that's just the tweet. So I don't know if that's necessarily, I mean, it's probably the reason, which is weird. Yeah, which is weird. I think I don't like that. I don't like that a single bit. But why would people sell on that? Could have been automated. Could have been people actually selling. You never do quite know. But cryptocurrency is a vehicle that is fueled by the average individual. I'm just going to say that. It's just fueled by the average individual. And while there is some institutional involvement, and fortunately, Bitcoin. Look, I think at this stage of the game, Bitcoin's here to stay, 100%. Ethereum's here to stay, 100%. Not to say something else won't come on to take some of the shine away from Ethereum, but Dogecoin, my personal opinion, it's a flash in the pan. I don't think it's going to last very long. The move up here has been extravagant and extraordinary, but unsustainable in the long term. Some of these other technologies, most of them are going to go away, but Bitcoin's here to stay. And I do like the fact that a lot of institutions are getting involved. I think that's good. But yeah, the games that are being played right now, whether they're honest mistakes, maybe it was something legitimate, or whether it was something nefarious, which I don't see why Tesla would waste their time. Like, seriously, why would Tesla waste their time with Bitcoin? It makes no sense to me. There's no big payout. There's no big payout for Tesla. So maybe like Gary Black said on the tweet, they made a mistake and they rectified the mistake, or they thought it was a mistake. And when you think about it, I mean, if it said they launched that tweet 2 hours ago, so let's go over here to the 15-minute chart. And so 2 hours ago, we were up here at about 52,000. I mean, we kind of been up in this area now for a month or two. So there's nothing really specific about that price level. It's not like it dumped and then they announced it. It may have been a legitimate decision. And to say otherwise is speculation. And to say it is speculation as well, I'm willing to admit that. But I definitely think that it's, say what you want about Tesla, say what you want about Elon Musk. The only thing you got to do is look at price action. That's pretty much all you can do. I think it's good to understand what's happening and the reasons things happen. But at the end of the day, it's your account and it's one account and one chart. That's pretty much how trading works. So. All right. Let's take a look at any other coins everybody want to look at. Anthony says Nano up 30. Yeah, you know what? I saw Nano flash an alert when I was out. Let's see. Nano, yeah, up 30%. Wow, look at the undulation in Nano on the 15. That's cracking, so that's probably why. It's also there on Binance. So Nano looks like, wow, whoever bought Nano just got a double dip. That's exactly what happened. Rallied up, and then boom, Tesla news drop, and then the same people that bought Nano probably bought it again. So we have an alert at 12:30, which loosely got broken here a little bit ago. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, not bad right there for Nano. Hopefully we're able to continue this going. I have no idea what's going on with Nano. But yeah, big move up almost out of nowhere. Tesla didn't say they're going to use Nano, did they? Maybe it's the only thing that is proof of work or proof of stake, which is a lie, but that was just a joke. Shiba? Oh, don't get me started on Shiba. Speaking about some other garbage, not that it's garbage, but I think someone look at Shiba on here. It's number 24 now, so it's already dropped significantly. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the people that started Shiba, quote unquote, gave Vitalik half of it, and he's sold it and gave it to charity or something like that, which is a little bit awkward, but it is what it is. So now you can yell at Vitalik for selling Shiba. Kind of funny how that works. Anytime you know that someone does something, you yell at them, but the rest of the time you're just willing to let it go. Very interesting human psychology there. So Shiba rolled over here. Looks like we did come back to some support, and there's a good possibility that it could try to consolidate here and try to move back up. But the whole market obviously just took a big dump, so that it's going to be hard really just to jump in right now, unless that's what you do if you've been waiting for a drop like this. Obviously, some people were, as Bitcoin has just rallied about 8 or 9% off the bottom. So somebody bought some BTC in the 46,000 level. That is obvious, right? So that's obvious. But is it enough to sustain us? Is it enough to hold us up while we continue on with this very large consolidation at a very high level for Bitcoin, which really isn't the worst thing in the world? A drop like this, Now, actually, speaking of that, one thing this does bring into discussion, which we have been discussing during the Real Crypto Power Hour, and I'm sure others have discussed it as well elsewhere, is Wyckoff distribution. The Wyckoff distribution model, which actually does a pretty good job. Actually, I'm going to switch charts to one that doesn't have a lot of stuff on it. So see the range we put on here on the Coinbase chart, pretty much respecting that range for the most part. Again, we've already talked loosely about the 21 weekly moving average. So a pullback to the 21 weekly is actually not a bad thing in the bigger picture. These runs can't sustain themselves forever. And that move from 12K to basically 50K was very substantial, very, very quick run. And so a move sideways like this, while technically not a flat base because it's too deep in terms of percentages, it's definitely a nice sideways consolidation. And look at the way the volume looked yesterday, especially on Coinbase. Let's take a look at, look at Binance too. Our volume is diminishing. So that's actually not a bad thing. If you look at that, the volume is diminishing, even though this one is above average volume. If you look at the scale going all the way back to our 42K top over here, the volume, the selling pressure is still diminishing. So, and we're able to hold high, tight, and sideways. If I were to see this on a smaller time frame, I would not view that as a bearish thing. Yeah, is Nano still going? Let's check out Nano. Nope, looks like it's we were at 30, we're now at 28, so we're not quite there yet. But so I mean, overall, Bitcoin moving back into a correction today with the undercut, but all in all, not necessarily that bad. At the same time, if you want out of the market, if you are scared about a further drop, you can wait for 60K to be cleared and then try to jump back in. That's definitely a possibility. Nothing firmly, completely firmly undercut. We did break a pretty important trend line, which is, I think, going to continue on this consolidation. But I think at some point we'll be able to redraw the trend line in a similar, different fashion. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But all in all, right now things are still okay. Doesn't mean it's not going to turn worse, but right now they're still okay. And that, trading and reading charts is a bit like writing a book while you're reading it. It's kind of hard to know exactly what's going to happen next while you haven't figured out the next twist to the plot. So from that perspective, all you can do is look at recent history, of a story of a guy walking down a street. So you got this guy, he's walking down the street, he's looking at the birds, he's looking at his feet, notices a hot girl, and he's going to his work, and then he gets to his work as a bank teller, and the place gets robbed, and he gets shot and dies. Like there's no way from those sequence of events you can imagine that this guy is gonna die. Such is life. But that's kind of what trading is like. It's essentially it's writing a book while you're reading. It's very difficult. So, but anyway, I mean, the drop right now, a little bit scary. I mean, especially because it happened really quick. And, when you're up this long for a longer period of time, which we were up here, let me go back to, let's go back to one of these. Let me get these moving averages off here for a second. I'll get the follow through days off of there too. So we'll go loosely naked chart. And then when you end up in these larger consolidations, these cannot sustain for very extended periods of time. They just can't. The market is very impatient. It's very fickle. It doesn't like to stay in one place, believe it or not. You can probably include that. I mean, yeah, it did overcut. You could probably include this. But anytime you have a consolidation for about a week or so, I mean, the market really does not like to stay sideways for very long. So it's going to move in one direction or another. And, we tried to rally here. We couldn't do it. Now here we came up. We're a little bit more wide and loose. And then we had the undercut with a failure to move higher in the past several days. So I don't think you can really be mad at these actions in the market. It's really, really fairly benign movements as much as it seems huge. And one thing we've been saying in the show recently is that, guys, we're in the middle of chop right now. So if nothing else, when you're in the middle of chop, don't do too much. Stay in or stay out. But don't sit here and trade all of these undulations. Now, you probably don't know you're in chop. Like if you look right there, you probably think we're in a consolidation, going to move higher. We thought we were going to move higher. And then we move up a little bit higher, volume is lower, which is not a good thing. Then we start to stall and consolidate. Then we drop down a little bit. Then you start to think you're in chop. So you didn't know you were in chop this entire time. I do want to be clear about that. But once you do realize you're in a choppy situation, you cannot sit there and continue to do this, play the same old game. You can't do the same old, because they're gonna shake you up, they're gonna shake you down, they're gonna shake you up, and they're gonna shake you down. Well, in that sequence, the next shake is up, and it's very likely that we have a nice bounce back here. It's firmly possible. The volume isn't that bad. Yeah, you need volume to get down, so of course it's going to be somewhat elevated, but it's not like these crazy candles with a full body to the candle. It is a full body to the candle, but the volume is somewhat muted. It barely got over these highs over here in terms of average volume. So, I don't think bigger picture it necessarily changes a tremendous amount that particular move. I still think we could chop up in here for a while. Michael lost a lot during chop. Yeah, you have to. There's different cycles to the market, Michael, and you have to understand how to handle them. And I gotta say, if you're a trader, if you're trading, if that's what you enjoy doing, if that's what you're doing, chop is hard. It's the hardest thing you're gonna do as a trader. And another hard thing that you're gonna do as a trader is not do anything. So if you find yourself in a choppy market and it's not doing you good, then don't do anything. Some of the best things you can do as a trader is nothing. I mean, pretty much most of your time as a trader should be doing nothing. For the most part, you can do some analysis. You can do some charting. You can do some reading. You can, write on Slack. You can do whatever you do. But by the time you're actually pulling triggers, if you're pulling a lot of triggers and not making money, you need to stop pulling triggers. It's just the way it is. Yeah, so sometimes, hey man, I'll be honest with you. I still struggle with that myself. I still struggle with that a little bit too much. Um, yeah, I still struggle with it. Made some mistakes this year. Um, right, yeah, right up in this area. Made some mistakes up here. Kind of, it's hard to know exactly when you're going to go into true chop, and this has been true chop. It's very difficult to walk in and go, oh yeah, it's chop right now. Um, Over trading, yeah, that's right, Jay. That's right. Yeah, I'm as guilty as anybody, but I'm not as bad as I used to be. But I still, it's a little bit, it's I think sometimes as a trader you end up with trading post-traumatic stress disorder, not not nullifying people with actual real post-traumatic stress disorder, but when you've been trading long enough, I mean, you get a kind of flustered feel where you're just kind of doing stuff to do stuff, and not that that's again. I'm not trying to say anything, I'm not trying to allocate trading to legitimate PTSD, but just saying like there is a thing where you have to realize that you're just going through the motions just to go through the motions, and I kind of akin that a little bit to PTSD because, you know, from my understanding, when you have PTSD, there's triggers. And when something triggers you, you just go through those same motions when you had that experience. And this year, I found myself doing that a little bit. I find myself like, I'm just doing stuff that I know is nonsensical and I know I don't want to do, but I'm still doing it. Why am I doing this? This is stupid. And it's, you can call it an addiction, you can call it something else, but um, call it whatever you want. But yeah, it happens. It happens sometimes. So recognizing when you're out of sync, recognizing when you're not doing the correct thing in the market, and stepping away and not doing anything, even if that means leaving, going on a vacation, leaving things alone for a day or two or a week or a month, whatever the case may be. It's like Ethereum's got a pretty good candle right there. Ethereum's on my other screen over here. It's got a pretty full candle on the daily. Not bad. Yeah, ETH's been on a spectacular run. ETH's been pretty good. So BTC is done. Well, I don't think it's done quite yet, Dreamcar. We're still stuck in the range. We got to break that range before we're like done. Yeah, what's up, James? Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a while though, but maybe ask Ethan or mommy. Yeah, burnout. Yeah. Well, I've admitted during the show that I've been pretty burnt out. I've done some things to mitigate that, but I can still feel it. I can still feel it. And I got to be honest with you. I mean, it's for me, it does feel like a little bit of trauma this year. I'm just by what you're saying there. Like I have never experienced like real life trauma, and I'm not trying to take that thing and apply it to my thing or like make myself a victim or so. I'm just trying to say like there's a mental aspect to trading that takes many aspects from your life, and I've made a lot of bad decisions this year personally that have really, um, in all honesty, I do feel a little bit traumatized, like just a little bit. Just me, not saying anybody else, but so it can happen where you end up, you end up not thinking clearly, not in your right state of mind. So not being your normal self. Um, and I do know some people that have been traumatized, and I've seen that in them, and I've rectified a little of that. So thanks, Shiny, for clarifying that. And but yeah, burnout's definitely real. I know I've got some of that. I've been going hard at this for a long time. So ETH fueled by NFT token aspect. It's hard to say exactly what fuels it, Jay. I think ETH has been fueled by a number of things. I mean, it's still the number one altcoin. It is still the best and most used network. If obviously Binance Smart Chain came along, but that's a little bit of a different beast than Ethereum. It's not quite the same thing. Um, but Ethereum really does have a unique place in crypto. It absolutely has a unique place in crypto, and so I think it's just fueled by the bull market, to be quite honest with you. I mean, you could pick any one of these coins and say, why is it gone up? Why is Litecoin gone up? Why is Uniswap gone up? Why is DOT gone up? You can sit here and speculate, but um, you usually only get these in hindsight. It's hard to get it like real life in the moment because ETH's got so much going on for it. You have real life bonds being issued on ETH now. Some European bank issued like 200 million in bonds on Ethereum. Um, yeah, they have ETH 2.0 coming out, Shiny, and that's I read something is supposed to take them from like 15 transactions per second to 100,000 transactions per second. If that is the case, then and if none of these other chains can get their act together, then ETH will absolutely just dominate and probably continue, maybe dominate more because if he's going to go to 100,000 transactions per second, if they're able to handle the bandwidth and all that goes smoothly, you would argue transactions would be super cheap. And why wouldn't you use the best of breed blockchain out there for your application instead of like a Binance Smart Chain, which is centralized, or some other smart chain which hasn't really proven itself like Ethereum has? Hey, what up, Jimmy Choo? Long time no speak. What you saying, mate? Up, down, long term, 3 months from now, 70K or 30K? Um, You said 3 months from now. I'm gonna go 70K over 30K. That's gonna be my vote on that one, Jimmy Choo. Thank you for the pointed question. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 70K. That's gonna be my answer for you. Bitcoin daily charts it forming a head and shoulders pattern. I have seen that thrown around a little bit. I saw it in the Slack chat room. I don't particularly view it as a head and shoulders pattern, for a number of reasons. And yeah, we can go through those. That's cool. That's probably a good little exercise to do here. Number one, it doesn't really a head and shoulders pattern for me. For me, should have a few criteria. Number one, it should have a very good and clear neckline. There's not a good and clear neckline here, and so that's really reason number one why I don't think it's a head and shoulders pattern. Number two is that what is this? Is this like a Quasimodo shoulder? Is this a Quasimodo head? What is this thing doing right here? Why is this here? Um, if there were a head and shoulders pattern, it probably were to transpire like so, got negated once we broke up above 60,000. Or if you want to view this as a head and shoulders pattern, or maybe if these three, then your neckline is garbage, so that doesn't count. And neckline's a huge qualifier for me as well. If this is your head and shoulders pattern, your neckline's pretty good, but your volume signature is completely wrong. It's absolute garbage. So no, I do not view it at all as a head and shoulders pattern. To be quite honest with you, I don't think it's a head and shoulders pattern. Now, at its core, a Head and Shoulders pattern is a reversal pattern. So from that note, there is a semblance of reversal here. Also, we discussed a little while ago, at least I mentioned it, about a Wyckoff distribution. I do think that this does resemble a Wyckoff distribution, and especially this move here and the subsequent bounce. If we get another lower high than a rollover, that would not be good. So if we bounce here and don't go over very far and just H over, that would probably be a deal breaker. That would be very bad. If we bounced up pretty high and then came up and chilled like this again and did some kind of a symmetrical triangle or something up here. I mean, I don't think it's the place in the chart for that, unfortunately. If we do roll over, as I just drew to the downside, I do believe there is a possibility for a mini capitulation, which we haven't had in a while. This was our last mini capitulation right there, with slight undercuts, and then we rallied from the 30,000 up to, we doubled from that mini capitulation. We could get another one of those. You know, in terms of percentages, it's hard to know because it just depends where the breakdown point starts. So that's only about 15% down from here to the high at 42. I'm just pulling 42 out of my butt right there. You know, wherever it's going to want to start. I mean, if we go back here, if you take this trend line into account, you know, you're looking at somewhere in the low 20,000s, which I think that would murder a bull market. When you think about bull markets and traditional downside moves, you're thinking maximum 40%. That's historically what Bitcoin has done. If you go past 40%, you're really, really running the risk of sentiment moving away from you completely. So right now, 40% is 39,000. You start going too much past 39,000, and that's going to change things psychologically for almost everybody. So for what is this? 39,000. 39,000. That kind of has to be your line in the sand. That really has to kind of be your line in the sand, because if you don't make that your line in the sand, then, well, number one, you're going against historical precedents. Well, I guess it could bounce back. I don't think it's going to. Now, that being said, this is what I've been talking about in the show recently, in the Power Hour recently. What I've been talking about is that we may have changed, and actually, let me backtrack a second, because okay, so yeah, someone mentioned something about 2017. I thought it was Jimmy. I think I missed JT. Hold on a second. A couple comments on here. Sometimes you escape or cope through routine, looking like old-fashioned 20 weekly MMA test. Yep. ETH fueled by tokens. Back in 2017, you studied parabolic moves. JT said that. Did you have a pre-question or a follow-up question, JT? I don't see. JT, I don't see. You say back in 2017, you studied parabolic moves. Yeah, so I was loosely going to get into that. Let me take a little sip of water here. Okay, so something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't in the price action. That wasn't in the plan. That wasn't in anything. The capitulation spike in March changed everything, in my opinion. You can basically eliminate from here to here. If you could eliminate that and then boom, bump the chart up, that was probably very likely the course. Probably would have been a little bit sooner on the pop. It probably would have floundered out here. But something very interesting happened. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys, when you guys found me, how you found me. If you do find me, like the video. I see 19 likes. Let's get that up into the more higher numbers. Yeah, definitely took steam away from them. But even before that, Jake, I think something very interesting happened. So if you guys remember my videos, my call for the lows was freaking dead on, and I'm a little annoyed about it because I didn't take full advantage of it. I said 36 to 2,400 was my call for a very long period of time. I think for like a year, maybe more than that. That was my call for a low. Lots of videos. Go check it out. but we never got capitulation. We got a miniature form of capitulation, but it wasn't a true capitulation. Now, a market doesn't have to bottom on a capitulation, but it did throw me because we're talking about Bitcoin. It's always capitulated. So this one was interesting. This one here was very, very interesting. So we moved up in a very significant fashion. Talk about parabolic moves, which JT was mentioning. When you talk about parabolic moves, I mean, boom, there's another one right there. This little curve is just chilling there. It's a standard curve. And it came in, it broke. But something really interesting happened, which I don't think has ever happened in Bitcoin before, and I think changes the game. And institutions were very loosely involved in at least that's my belief. They were very loosely involved in 2017, initiating positions, and then they started getting in the market, and something changed, something different that had really not happened in Bitcoin that I remember. A bear market, like a legitimate, normal stock bear market, not a crypto bear market where you drop 83%. Because if we go, okay, good, I'm on Bitstamp. If you go back in the day, we've never had a normal bear market. Never. You go down here, it's pop and it's drop and low and slow, then it's pop and pop and pop, and then it's consolidate and then it's pop. And then same rinse and repeat, like just paste the same damn price action. And then even here, you don't get it. This is not a bull market right here. This is a fake out. This could be considered something. But then this just continues the bear market. But then even in 2017, consolidation, no bear markets. There's no legitimate little bear markets like you get in stocks. It's always super pump and super dump. Okay? And so I think this is what changed. After you get this pump from 3,000 to 14,000, you get a legitimate bear market. You get a legitimate bear market. It goes down about 50%, 50 to 55%. It doesn't go down 80%. And we've been talking about this in the past couple of weeks during the show. Not harping on it because it's not fun, can't talk about it all the time. But this is what I think could be happening to us right now, or potentially in the short-term future. I think this could be the future. Now, it's not the same setup. I'm not saying everything's the same, but I'm thinking a bear market, if we dump underneath here, yeah, high value stock, Jake, exactly. I'm thinking a bear market, you could go as low as 50%, which would take you down to 30K. A very much traditional bear market, very similar to this. Now, you don't get the same topping action at all. It's not the same by a long shot. Hey, look at that. That's stupid. It doesn't even have to be a channel, but I'm just going to draw the channel because it's what's here. But you don't get an 83% correction like you've always gotten in Bitcoin, because the market's different now. This is a different run. This has almost been a straight shot. This has been a straight shot move to the upside. There's no parabola here. There is no parabola here. That is what's different about this market. Is there's no parabola. We're not going to crash into the floor. When we get down to 30,000, people are going to think we're going to 12,000, and then we're going to rock it. That's my thought. That's my thought right now. That's been my thought now for about a month and a half. About a month and a half or so. My last video, actually, it's funny. 2 days ago, I recorded a video about us dropping and breaking this Ethereum, and I never posted it. Of course, that's happened like 6 times to me in the past year. Of course, there are sometimes I posted a video that wouldn't have come to fruition too, so I can't take all the credit to that. In 2017, 2018, I was just posting everything because everything was super clear. It's different this time around. So, thank you, Jake. Yeah, I appreciate that. But anyway, yeah. So breaking this frozen rope could turn us into a correction. The bull market of 2016-17 lasted, I think, 18 months to 2 years. This one is not quite a year old yet. I still think there's some ammunition left, which again goes, could. And then if we do this, if we do change the cycle, and go blase, 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 30K. And then we start to blah, 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 blah. And then in October, we start to rally again back up to 60K and then possibly beyond into next year. This would look a lot more like a high quality stock. Jake put it perfectly. A high quality stock. When institutions are involved, they're going to play the old games. They're not going to play the new games, which is, crazy parabolic move and then crazy parabolic dump. It's a different game now. And you can see it in the charts. The charts just look different. You don't see, the drops aren't as significant, which reeks of institutional accumulation. So there you go. Jokester, 100K BTC by end of 2021. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to say yes or no to that one. But I do think that that we're potentially higher. So someone asked me 3 months from now, 70K or 30K. Maybe I'll just change my mind. I don't know. But, as long as we hold up, though, above kind of that 42 level, I think we're good to go up, and that's fine. We break 42, we're probably headed to 30. We're probably headed to 30. You parroted what you heard me say the other day, Jake? Oh, okay. Well, okay, fair enough. No wonder I thought you said it well, because I said it. That's pretty good. Could consolidate on the monthly chart quite a bit and still be in a bull market. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, when you're in chop like this, everything is let's be clear. When you're in chop like this, everything is a possibility, isn't it? That's the definition of chop. Is I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen. That's the definition of chop. I looked it up in the dictionary yesterday. I looked it up. Yeah, I saw it on the internet, so it must be real. But so, anyway, guys, that's some guys in my Slack chat room. If you guys aren't in my Slack chat room, that's how they got me on the Extreme stream today. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have done it. You can go to my website, real-crypto.com, which I'll see if it'll pull up in a reasonable amount of time. And on my front page there, you can actually sign up for the Slack chat room. Some really excellent traders and the guys that have been through the mix. Right there, that's how you sign up for the Slack chat room. Some really good traders in there. And so sign up for that if you guys haven't already. I don't make any money off of it. It's just a free chat room. So, but any questions, guys? Other than that, I think I'm going to get out of here. It appears that we've at least started or stopped selling. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't continue further rollover. I think from that perspective, again, you just have to know where you're willing to enter and exit the market right now. But I think bigger picture wise, I think that is definitely a potential that we could roll over like that, and in some way, shape, or form go into a bear market that doesn't quite go to extreme lows like that. Shiny, no, I haven't talked to anybody about that. I've thought about it, but I haven't really. I just been taking breaks. I just do my show and then take time off of trading. Compare the weekly RSI on this to 2017. It's very interesting. Okay. All right, let's do it. I'm not mad. Questions are good. So there's RSI. So yeah, we've actually been loosely tracking the RSI here in terms of this particular trend line. I think is very interesting. I think if we were to break that, we could get a nice little sustained rally out of the market. All right, so let's go over here. And you mentioned 2017 RSI high. Okay. Well, I do want you to keep in mind that these tops are loosely different. Oh, right there. Oh, weekly. Yeah, you did say weekly. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Yeah, you're probably right, Shiny. I have no doubt about that. I am too self-reliant for my own good. I should just tweet Elon and have him tell me what to do, Shiny. I'll tweet him. I'll tweet Bill Gates. I'll tweet Bernard, the dude that does the clothing lines. I'll buy something off Amazon. Jeff Bezos will tell me what to do. I do have a billionaire customer that I could probably call. I know him. They'll tell me what to do. So what you got? What's I don't see anything super interesting. Um yeah, I mean look at how crazy look at this. Look at this RSI in 2017. This thing just like kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And this one's actually different. This one actually looks like we have just a lot of divergences. And actually, if you look at the RSI from this perspective, it does take it takes this into account. It takes right there into account of exactly what I just said. If we were to chop around here and come down and maybe go into a bear market, um, then this RSI would wear itself off back into deep oversold territory where we've only seen a couple of other times. So, but it would probably take a while for that to get down there. I mean, this was obviously a massive drop. This was obviously a massive drop. Um, so I hope we're not due a massive drop, but that would kind of suck. If we dropped hard into the 30,000 level, which we discussed earlier, if we dropped hard into there, it may bottom us out on the RSI. But on the weekly, yeah, we hit that. You hit that 30 RSI. Look at that. Those are some really good times to buy Bitcoin if you get down to the RSI on the weekly. Yeah, I don't look at this ever, so thanks for mentioning it. That's a pretty interesting note right there. I do have to say I'm not a massive believer in secondary indicators, but I definitely highly respect the RSI, and when used correctly, I think can be very helpful. How's this different from the parabola? I don't quite understand what you're saying there, Bruce. Could you speak to the change to the linear move? Are you talking about? Well, I'm on a log chart right now. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to, but um, this is a weekly. So this is the 2017 high, and this is today's high. So they're both on the same chart. That's why I'm a little bit confused. I'm not sure what I'm speaking to here exactly. Mine says RSI is really low right now, and 2017 top when RSI was really high. Are you sure? So I have the relative strength index. It says RSI, but if you go to the functions, it says straight up relative strength index. I believe it's a built-in, and I don't think I've changed any parameters on this. It should still be the 14 length on the close, which it is, and a lovely pink line. Oh man, I had a sneeze that was right there, and I muted my mic and went to sneeze, and it just went away. Like, damn it. That's the worst. Now I don't have to sneeze anymore. So, as weird as that is. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing there specifically. Thoughts on 100x coin? What kind of garbage is that? Let's check it out. I guess it's designed to 100x. Stupid. That's my thoughts on it. Horrible garbage, which means it's going to rally a billion and a half percent. So, welcome to 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Yours is stochastics. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Oh, stochastics RSI. There you go. Yeah, dream car. This honestly, the sneeze went away, and it was like it was never there. You know, sometimes it lingers, and you're like, just come out. No, it's just gone. Pretty interesting. Ugh. There you go. Crack my back too. You guys are getting all kinds of personal stuff out of me today. Cracking my back. My knees hurt too. Anyone out there a knee surgeon? Kind of need some knees. Kind of need someone to look at my knee. But no, interesting. Definitely interesting on the RSI here. I mean, where we're sitting at right now. I mean, this could just meander lower. I mean, it may take a while. So this is going out a few months. This is going to August. Maybe third quarter this year it's going to get going again. I mean, you never know. It's definitely possible. I know the stock market's looking like it wants to take the year off. So that's definitely a problem. And maybe that'll leap into cryptocurrency if all the if the stock market's languishing, you're not going to have these stocks buying billions of dollars of Bitcoin. So I think So I mean, it could trickle into the Bitcoin market. It definitely could, because at some point, once the market gets going again, maybe they're going to start buying Bitcoin again. Yeah, right, Jake. Sell them and go away. Yep, hasn't worked for the past like 7 years, but it used to back when we all farmed. Does the Israeli conflict play into the overall market drop? Uh, Jokester, you never know. In reality, I mean, it's horrible. Um, it's really bad. Nobody likes war. Maybe Hamas has a bunch of Bitcoin they're selling off. You never know. Yeah, you never know. You never know why these things occur. Um, could be that. Could be Tesla. Could be a combination. Could be another whale decide to go buy a yacht or something. You never quite know why these things occur. That's all you can do is look at the accumulation and distribution on the chart, and go from there. That's pretty much all you can do. Long-term risks of Binance Coin. The major long-term risk there, Leandro, is it's a cryptocurrency, and it's gonna rip your throat out at some point. But I mean, overall, man, you've got to give Binance credit. What they've been able to do is absolutely amazing, absolutely phenomenal. This coin, CZ, has done so much. With Binance and used Binance Coin in so many ways. Like, is there a way you can use a coin? Binance does it. It's kind of like your Swiss Army knife of cryptocurrencies, even more so than Ethereum to a point. I mean, they can change very quickly. Like this whole pump here, everybody realizes was DeFi, right? Like that's not even a speculation. I just said we can't know why things pump, and I don't know if you could know in real time unless you were like really in depth into the DeFi space with Pancake Swap and things like that. But this whole pump here was DeFi. They were able to do that in a very short period of time, very very short period of time. So I got no issues with Binance Coin. It's a very quality cryptocurrency. ETH is decentralized, BNB is centralized, but arguably they loosely do the same thing. And I say loosely because Ethereum is really built to be a little bit broader. Where at the same time BNB can bolt on new stuff. BNB is kind of like the sports car, and Ethereum's BNB is like the do-it-yourself sports car, and Ethereum's like the Italian sports car. That's probably a good way to do it. Like Ethereum's potentially way more sexy to most of the world, but you have a crowd that's like into hot rods or like DIY supercars or street cars, and they're not going to look at the Porsches. They're going to look at the self-made cars. But BNB's been very stable. The lack of volume up here and its ability to go sideways, reminiscent of Bitcoin in a little bit, and just holding up really nicely, very very well. These are the alerts we had on it for the power hour, and it's really just been good. I got nothing bad to say on Binance Coin whatsoever. Yeah, I mean technically it's sound. It's I mean, yeah, good to go. I like it. Held Leandro, I've held since inception. Since I don't actively trade, I'm more concerned about competition. Competition to BNB. Um, you probably don't even know what it is yet. There's competition to all of this. Keep in mind when Bitcoin started, no competition. 10 years later, there's like 5,000 competing coins. Okay, so you really have no idea what's going to come in to compete with it. The major concern would probably be FTX if you're looking at an exchange, but Binance is more than an exchange, and FTX is also more than an exchange. So I think the users that like Binance are probably going to continue to use Binance. The ones that like FTX are probably going to continue to use FTX. FTX will probably continue to get a little bit more market share. May take some from Binance, but does that necessarily mean that this coin's going to fall off a cliff? But if you've been holding this since inception, Leandro, I would definitely, I don't know. I would almost consider taking some profits up here. It's 685 is my last alert to 614 right now. If you've got it all the way back down here from what was pennies, like pennies, I guess 70 cents, maybe a buck. If you got it way back here from under $10, you're up so much right now. Since I do have a bunch of people on the stream today, I do want to say to you what I said to some people in the show a few days ago, especially when that Shiba coin jumped up and bit everyone's ass. Shiba jumped up. I think it was number 24 earlier. Yeah, Shiba Inu. Jimmy Choo's off. Later, Jimmy. Yeah, jump in Slack, dude. How could you forget about my group, Jimmy? Stay out. um, if you are in something that just has the stupidest gains you've ever seen in your life, there's nothing wrong with realizing those gains. All right, we're in the middle of a tremendous bull market. And if you've got stupid profit, if you've got 10, if you had started with 10,000 or 5,000 or whatever the case, and you've got millions now, if you've got millions, keep in mind that you're more right when you have the money. You're less right when you win the chart, if that's a good way to put it. I mean, you may feel better when you like sell at the peak, but that's usually what causes people to lose a tremendous amount of money. I still suffer with that a little bit. I try to trade the chart too much versus just taking outrageous profits. So if you have outrageous profits, I implore you, take outrageous profits. Even if it goes up more. How many stories are there out there of outrageous profits that evaporate? Thousands, hundreds of thousands of stories where outrageous profit goes on to evaporate. Now, that doesn't mean you have to sell willy-nilly. You could sell on some type of an event or something like that, but don't let it evaporate, 60, 70, 80%. If you go from 10,000 to a million and then back off to 200,000, or 50,000, it's going to feel like garbage. I would rather sell out at 750 and then watch it go up another 50% and then drop 80%. I would much rather do that. Yeah, pay off your mortgage. Exactly, Shiny. Yeah, everyone out there, pay off your damn mortgage. You know how much? Yeah, 30. Don't get a 30-year mortgage. Yeah, speaking about inflations, I think Shiny, you mentioned inflation earlier when we were talking about why the market was going up. Yeah, there it is. Man, my house this year has gone up a significant amount. The other hard assets, with all this money being printed, you've got to fix your housing cost. You've got to fix your housing cost. Are you guys trolling me? Are you bots? Hey, what up, Ken? Hey, appreciate that. 100x coin. I already looked at 100x coin and said it's garbage. Am I actually being... Are these bots trolling me right now? See, I haven't seen these people. These are all bots right now, aren't they? We know you're a shot. Oh, look at that. Umar market down by 100K. Wow, they're getting sophisticated with these bots. That's a bot. That's a bot. What is it is not a bot? Is anyone else going to say they're not a bot? Oh, you're not a bot. No, see, the funny thing is I already looked at 100x coin. I already looked at it. And it's garbage. It's huge garbage. Abdallah Ahmad's not a bot. You're the 100x army? What do I know about 100x coin? All right, we'll look at it for a second. I know the chart's a big piece of shit. Yeah, I think we are being rated. I think I'll spend a minute. If you guys aren't bots, I'll actually talk about it. I don't care. I'll talk about any coin as long as you're not a bot. So, okay. So apparently there is there's this coin that a lot of people apparently really want to pump. That is, look at this lovely chart pattern of crap. Why would you buy this? Why do I think a lot of altcoins are holding up better than Bitcoin right now? Because Bitcoin didn't drop as much of those as those altcoins did, Lauren. It didn't drop as much. What does this thing do? On our way to 7 billion market cap and beyond. So they are essentially a community based on getting a 7 billion market cap. That's all they're going to do. Well, I guess if you want a lottery ticket, It's as viable as any other piece of garbage. Has gone up 100x lately. Jeez. All right. Well, enough with 100x. My channel, I don't pump this stuff. More than happy to look at it. More than happy to discuss it with you guys. But if you guys are going to keep spamming me with 100x, I'm just going to start banning every one of you. Every single one. So at some point, every 100x I see, I'm just going to start banning. I'm looking at it right now, Josh. I've been looking at it for like 2 minutes now. So if you guys have some actual value to add, feel free. Other than just saying 100x, we can move on. You're half our viewers? Then go the fuck away. What do I give a fuck? Don't sit here and try to hold me hostage like I give a shit. I don't give a shit if you're... I've got 102 people. If 101 of you are 100x, then 101 of you can go the fuck away. You're not my audience. Jeez. Well, I get angry when stupid people say stupid stuff about stupid stuff. Hide user. Is it hide user? How do I do that? I don't do this very often. It's just hide user or unhide user. I don't know. I don't do this very often. Hide user on the channel. So guys, bear with me. We'll spend a minute banning a bunch of people that aren't being respectful, and then we'll try to move on. Hey, does anybody want to ban people? I'll make you a moderator, so I don't have to do this and waste everybody's time. We can just hide user in this channel. I can make people moderators. That's cool. You will, Jay? Okay, I'll make you a moderator, Jay. All right, there you go, buddy. Thank you. Help keep things a little bit more civil. You guys know me. I'm easygoing. I'll look at 100x token. We did, but I'm not going to sit here and be yelled at by a bunch of idiots. So we looked at 100x. It's just a coin that wants to pump. If you're into that, that's cool. Go do that. All right. Go do that. But I'm not going to sit here and talk about it for 57 million hours about some stupid 100x coin. And I hope it 100x's. I hope all you get 100x. I'm not even hating. Just don't hijack my channel like that. It ain't cool. All right, what we got here? In the meantime, answer newbie question: does taking profits mean to convert into fiat and put into your bank? Wayne, that's actually a really good question. Taking profits. So some people are only trading for Bitcoin. They just want to gain more BTC value because they believe that, down the road it's going to be worth 100,000, 500,000, $1 million a coin. If that is what you want to do, then that's taking profits. If you want to convert to fiat and go pay off your house like Shiny suggested, that's taking profits. Whatever that means to you, you know what I mean? So if you buy a 100x token and it goes up 100x, take profits, buy a bunch of Bitcoin, go, whatever that means to you. But it means basically, if you're trading USD, then USD. Adam wants to pay off his house, go pay off your house. Ellie says sell everything and run, so sell everything and run. So Ellie's here. I'm going to step aside and let Ellie take over. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Ellie, where's your mic, dude? What's up, Ellie? So, look, only 20 people left. That's pretty cool. You're talking? I must not be on the mic or something. Thoughts on Luna's pretty good. I have no problem with Luna. It's a top 20 coin. It's in here somewhere. Where the hell is it? Oh, are they out of the top 20 now? I thought they were still. Are they on my list? Oh, they're off my list. Oh, I guess they dropped out of the top 20. Oh, yeah, Luna's okay. I got no issues with Luna. Nano, yeah, let's see what they were doing. Last time we saw them, they were up 28%. Now they're only up 23%. So they're definitely finding resistance up there at recent highs. And until that clears, there's really not much to do with them, unfortunately. So there's Nano. Yeah, we thought dinosaurs were going to run for a minute, and then they ended up not really running. They stalled out. Hey, what up, Mo? Yeah, 1 inch, buddy. Sure. How was 1 inch doing? It was looking good today. Yeah, so we have 1 inch versus BTC. Let me go back to my standard chart view. Okay, there we go. That looks familiar. Yeah, 1 inch is doing great. So DeFi's looked like they were coming back. You had 1 inch looking good. YFI was on a tear. See, YFI, look at that. Still looks pretty solid. Still looks pretty solid. Rallied up significantly from our. So yeah, we called YFI really well. It wasn't the best trading crypto, but did a pretty good job on it. 71, 85, 99. Now at 154. Yeah, it handled that pretty good. So no. So anyway, my main point was that these DeFi tokens are actually looking pretty good. First, DeFi was setting up, and Dinos were setting up. Dinos poked their head up a little bit, and then neither of them did anything. And now DeFi is coming back. So it's definitely interesting to see the progression that the DeFi is really running the show here, which means that hopefully we're not too late cycle. We shall see. Thoughts on OVR in Metaverse? Good investment this bull run. I'm not familiar with OVR. Looks like they have a wrapped. Looks like they're on Uniswap. I don't know anything about that. Oh, Dinosaur WH. Those are all the old school tokens. Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Zcash, like all the ones that were really big in 2017. Those are the dinosaurs. Yeah, I've got a list of them on here. So Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, XMR, Verge, Dash, Neo, IOTA, EOS, Tron, VET, ETC, Nano, ICX, ADA, and Lisk. Those are. I'm sure there's some more that I'm missing, but those are the major dinosaurs. Yeah, the oldies. Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Um, looks to me like wow, that's very interesting price action. A lot of accumulation and then absolutely nothing. So very interesting. Not something I'd be involved in right now per se. It definitely there's a trend line here that needs to be crossed for me to think about getting interested. Unless there's some bottoming action, you could argue that's some bottoming action, but it's not that great. AJ, thanks for stepping in and helping out, my friend. I appreciate that. Well, altcoins are worth investing in right now. The DeFi's are still in vogue. If you were to look at an altcoin other than Ethereum, which is in a pretty good spot, ETH's up 3%, Bitcoin's only up 0.6. Um, if you're not going to do anything with Ethereum, then I would choose a DeFi. 1 inch is pretty good. Um, yeah. What do I have on the list today? How's Cake doing? Speaking of which, Cake's up 5%. Cake's a good one, but it just broke trend. Cake just broke trend, which that's damaging. I don't think that's very good. 1 inch, we have Luna, CRV, I have Matic, Maker, Rune, Sushi, YFI. All these are DeFi's that I had on the newsletter today. Oh, I missed your comment there, Ellie. What'd you say? All the time I buy. Missed 47, had to buy at 49. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're buying at dips, right, Ellie, if I'm not mistaken? Thoughts on internet compute? ICPWH. Yeah. You know what? I am so pissed off. ICP. So someone mentioned ICP today. We took a look at it. I said never buy an ICO right out of the gate. We apply ICO rules um, to these coins, and yeah, ICO rules say you don't buy until it proves itself. Essentially, um, I despise that it IPO'd at number 8. It it reminded me a lot about when Facebook IPO'd super huge. When you get all these IPOs of companies that, like, this thing started with a 35, actually more than a 35 billion market. That's where it's at right now. It was up another like 50% from here. So this thing was like a 40, $45 billion market cap right out of the gate. You can't make money on that. As a trader, as an individual trader, this is nothing. This is nothing that you can really make any money with. And I mean, is the platform good? I hope it is. It reads really good. It reads like a pretty good Ethereum. Everyone is trying to build a better Ethereum because they're the market leader. Ethereum's got the target on its back. So far, they've been able to hold everybody at bay. You had Polkadot IPO they did the same thing. Polkadot IPO'd in the top 10. Now it's still at number 9. Now obviously the market's gone up since Polkadot IPO'd, but I don't know where it was before then, but anyway, it came out. Yeah, it came out at and then the market ran up, and anyway, it came up pretty quick and started out pretty high. So I think maybe I'm wrong about Polkadot. Maybe that's just when I noticed it. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong there. Looks like it went about 800% there from 5 to 40. You buy DOT at 5. There you go, Wes. You still have it? Yeah, DOT is a little similar to Cardano in the fact that, at least from my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, that they ended up not really taking over Ethereum. Now, I don't believe Cardano's not live. I don't think DOT is live yet. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think DOT is quite live yet. So DOT and Cardano, I do view as kind of, kindred spirits, if you will, and they're sitting pretty close to each other in 6 and 9 here. But yeah, so ICP jumping in at number 8, it's really hard to make any money on that, and I don't like that. And why is there? That's really funny. Everything else is really close to the name except for ICP is way off to the side. Huh, interesting. What up, Cool Sheet? Is the dump over? It appears to be over for now. There's always a risk of a dead cat bounce, an H pattern or something forming. So far, we haven't had a clear reversal, but look at that candle on the 2-hour time frame. 21 minutes left. We're already over the previous candle's volume, so it definitely bodes well for some accumulation, but it still looks like a dead cat bounce. And we're starting to, yeah, Ellie says there will be more selling. I can't disagree with that. This is a clear rejection right there. That's a clear rejection right there. So it's good for now, but rolling over is so easy up here. This is so easy to roll over from. Yeah, so we actually discussed this a while ago. I'm going to get going after this, guys. Oh, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. That's pretty cool. So what did we talk about? Shoot, I lost my train of thought. Forgot what I was going to talk about. It was about the drop. We talked about it earlier. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is a little bit dangerous here, but we were going to talk about, we talked about, so what has happened in the past here and a little bit here, and here is that we have a low and then we undercut it slightly and then on lower volume, and then we bounce back up. Sometimes it happens 2 or 3 times before it finally stabilizes. So I think that could definitely be a possibility. A retest of this is more than normal. In my opinion, it's somewhat likely. That's right, G Square. Absolutely. I'm your warning alarm bell. So I think that's possible. Probably highly likely as well, but we'll see how it ends up. I mean, if this is the bottom, it just forms a V pattern and jumps up from here. I'll be a little bit surprised. But we're still in the choppy area. We haven't firmly broken down yet. So, we did break. We had an alert here at 52,381 for a downside alert, upside alert 59,776, as we were pretty much range bound. But we were ready for down here, and that's your major line of the sand right there. I think. is that 40.42. Ellie, what we talked about earlier was potentially going into a bear market and maybe dropping as much as 40% would be very normal. Other than that, we could potentially go down to 30,000 in a 50% drop in a complete bear market. I think either of those is possible at this stage of the game. Not quite sure which one's going to play out, but what price do you think we will peak at the bull run for Bitcoin? Oh, I don't know. I really have no idea on that one. Is it Dinesh? I'm going to butcher your name. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what the top price is going to be. If we go into, yeah, we could get, if Bitcoin, there's a couple scenarios in my head. If Bitcoin fulfills one of those scenarios and then rolls up, I mean, I could see six figures. I could see six figures. It's not that, I mean, from 60 to 100 isn't really that much of a percentage increase. So not a major issue there. Where was I during the 2017-18 bull run? I was here. I was on YouTube. Thoughts on Neo USD? Well, like everything else, it's kind of, going through the motions. So we just dropped, we just bounced back as well. High volume reversal. We'll just have to see if that holds or rolls over. It's going to do one of the two, and there's nothing major right now telling you either way from my perspective. A couple of bullish things on Bitcoin. Obviously, we did hit the 21 weekly EMA for the first time during the bull run. So from that perspective, there's going to be some people that buy on that alone. So keep that in mind. Do I consider the RSI a greater indicator than the stochastics RSI? I'm not sure, Ken. I don't have a lot of experience with the stochastic RSI. I'm not constantly seeking new tools. And the RSI just kind of gets shoved in your face every day. I'm not really sure on the stochastic RSI, to be honest with you, but I really do like the RSI. I think when you use it effectively, when you learn it, I think it can give you a pretty definitive, it could be a little trading partner, if you will. Yeah, right, Rob? 3.5 years ago. It is crazy. It is. It's amazing how, as you get older, time seems to pass faster, as crazy as that sounds. So when you think of, hey, I'm going to hold this for a year, it seems crazy. But then a year later, you're like, I wish I would have held that. It's kind of funny. So for me, I'm actually, for the first time in my life, a long-term investor in Tesla. I'm just a long-term investor now for the first time in my life. Struggling with not selling it right now, but I'm holding on. But generally, I've been a trader, so that's true. You were a different person. Your name was Tasha, right, Ellie? I think that was your female name. Now you're Ellie, the transgender male. Oh, that's funny. I love you, Ellie. You're great. Don't get mad. See? All right, perfect. See, that's why I love you, Ellie. You roll with them. Yeah, fair enough. Tesla, show me the money. Yeah, exactly. I think it'll be good. Called the top, I think, back in 2017-18. I did, and the bottom, I did. Yeah, I didn't even but I loosely called the bottom, Ken. I got to give myself I don't know. I kind of have to take credit for my call at the bottom, and I kind of half don't, because when we got down there, I bitched out and said we were going to 12. So I don't know. I'm not. We didn't have what I was looking for. But anyways, yeah, I did have a target down there, so I'll take credit for that. But I should have told everybody to buy down there. I do remember telling lots of people to buy down there. I'm like, hey man, crypto's at a good spot. Crypto's at a good spot, and it is. It was. Privacy was big thing last bull run, but this bull run, nobody seems to be interested in privacy coins. Yeah, privacy coins are interesting. See, cryptocurrency started as a way, you guys know the story with Bitcoin and the OG. I'm not going to go too crazy into that, but in 2021, everybody wants mainstream adoption, and with that, privacy's got to go away. Unfortunately, it's got to go away. Doesn't mean there's not going to be privacy coins out there, but it does mean that they're not going to be mainstream. Like buying, like all the major exchanges that want to be regulated will not do privacy coins. They won't do it. They won't be KYC'd. It won't be anti-money laundering. It won't be any of that. So they're going to persist as a side niche. Is what they're gonna persist as, which is fine. Because some of the exchanges allow you to transfer. So like if you have Monero and you go to another exchange that has Monero, you can swap it out for BTC and then move it over. But yeah, it started out to be kind of, I don't think Bitcoin started out to be anonymous, although they thought it would be anonymous, but it's not really anonymous. Yeah, I did look at Nano. We're just okay. So I guess I just disconnected and reconnected somehow. Don't know why. So if I stuttered, there you go. Uh, yeah, Nano, we had it. Yeah, so it's got to get over that prior high right there. Yeah, it's got to go. It's got to go above that 12.9 right there, Alex. I think it's got to get up there. We had 11.22 as this recent alert. There's a cup and handle actually right here on Nano, but it's stalling too much. We're gonna have to stabilize up here and then try to go. If we don't stabilize, it's gonna be hard to really lean into Nano with any type of size. Nano hasn't been a major breakout type of a coin lately. It had a really good breakout here, but other than that, it's been very choppy and been unable to sustain a major rally. So you break out here, you undercut. You break out here, you undercut. It's really difficult. Hey, thanks WH. Appreciate that, buddy. That was very nice. Thanks for good vibes and meaningful insights. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Scam coin man Elon. Real thoughts on 100x. Adam, you sneaky bastard. You here the whole time waiting for that? Let Adam stay. Game recognized game, my friend. That's pretty good. I'm not a complete hater. I'm not a complete hater. I just don't like being spammed like that. That was crazy. What do I think about it? Yeah, it's a scam coin. Of course, it's a scam coin. But so is Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. Those things pump. Like I said, if you guys want to gamble, if they're gonna hit every stream like this, I mean, I'm nobody. I'm nobody when it comes to crypto anymore. Not that I ever was, but I think at one time I was ranked number 30. I looked myself up like, okay, who the hell am I actually? I think it was ranked number 30. Today I'd be like 150 because I haven't put myself out there that much this year. But if they're gonna hit streams like this, if there's a possibility it could go. So whatever you're willing to lose 100% of, feel free to jump into 100x, and because I don't think it does a damn thing. I think it does anything. It's a complete garbage coin. So they said 7 billion market cap. The current market cap is 86 million. So if you want a lottery ticket, treat it like a lottery ticket. Were you, Jay? You're gonna put them out? Nah, I gotta. Nah, it's cool. If they're not being disrespectful, I don't care. I've. I think this is the first stream I've ever had a ban. I think I've banned one other person. I think on one stream I had a ban. One guy just wouldn't shut up and was being disrespectful, and I banned him. But other than that, Jay, this is the first time I've ever had any experience like that. So yeah, once again, thanks for helping out. Shiny says privacy coins are fine. You can KYC your customer. You don't have to KYC their money. No, that's very true, Shiny. That's a good point. But they want like a full freaking paper trail. So I think that's why the exchanges aren't even risking it. Number one on the low. That sounds dirty, Jake. And I'll accept it. I will accept it. Really sad this bull run. New people are getting into this because they want to buy shitcoins like Doge, Shibu, and SafeMoon. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, what up, Andy? What kind of signals are we looking at to get back in, and for what time frame? Well, you know me, I like my 2 hour time frame. Is in terms of the signals, there's stability and reversing signals that I look for. Man, ETH's put in a crazy candle right now. What's our 1 minute VA tool say? 1 minute VA tool is actually pretty bullish on Ethereum. How about BTC? BTC's bearish. Ethereum bullish. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, see, look at this. This has gone on. If this breaks up from here, hopefully it'll be stable. Hopefully that'll be stable. That's actually not too bad. It's not too bad there at all. For the dump to recover, Adam, well, I mean, most of the other dumps have recovered relatively quickly. This one's so far proving to do the same thing. You see ETH here, we undercut that, but we're bouncing back. We could, and this really is, yeah, see, this even isn't an inverted, this isn't a head and shoulders pattern. So recovering into highs is different than just being stable. We could be stable from here. A rollover here would be bad, would be very bad. But this handled it. I said that over here as well, but we since had a new high and since rolled over again into another new low. So, yeah, I don't know if we're going to run into new highs. I'll just say that. We could be stable, though. Jay says, plot twist, Randy holds 100x. I launched it, Jay. I launched it. Talk about uni. What do you want to talk about uni, Julian? What do you want to say? You just want me to look at the chart? Yeah, chart's fine. I mean, there's a rising wedge in uni. We're still in the middle of that. Not much. Yeah, don't FOMO the dips, Adam. Yeah, just wait for better setups. That's really the best thing to do, in my opinion. If you're not going to buy the dips like that, I think you're just going to have to wait for the good setup. You can't, there's very few really good times to enter, and the problem is if you miss one of them, you're scrambling for a position, and it's difficult to hold that and wait. It's very difficult to do that. So that's where people FOMO in and stuff like that. What we got here? Talk about uni. Yeah, uni's okay. Platform's great. How long do you think we'll cover the dump? Elon's got a lot of people shocked. I still remember when ETH was around 600. I asked you, and you told me it's gonna go down to 80, 90. I almost laughed, and then you were right. Oh, really? Oh, so this was before the drop? Gotcha. I don't remember that, but cool. Okie smoky. There you go, buddy. Dump will go down more with bigger dips. Well, we just had one bigger dip, so it's definitely possible. I can't count anything out. When you don't go up, you go down, and so Bitcoin hasn't been able to go up. Yeah, shiny good point. If you won't trade penny stocks, you shouldn't trade shit coins. That's very true. That's very true. Sometimes I don't follow that advice though, but I don't do those kinds of shit coins. 100x doing some real good marketing. Each and every day creator doing live streams and going and raid all live with 100x coins. That's why all of a sudden people are talking 100x. Like I said, hey, if it's gonna go, it's gonna go. If it's gonna go, it's gonna go. But someone's gonna rug pull at some point, probably before the 7 billion mark. You'd really have to look into it to see if they're gonna sustain anything. Like, I don't know. Why do all the crypto pump and dump at the same time? Algorithms. Learn how to throw emotions away. Super tough. Very, very hard to do. There are people that trade against the group, and the last group has money, so just wait. It's not as big as it sounds. Yep. XRP, I don't think it's just still chilling. Yeah, we got there to 1669. Yeah, nice little undercut and rally on XRP, actually. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, Vitalik rug pulled Shiba Inu, Didn't he? A little bit. Ah, gotcha. Ken the Crypto? I don't know who that is. Yeah. So he launched a coin. Oh, good for him. What's it worth? 85 million. So you got to assume he owns some of it. So good for him. Auto deflationary, auto liquidity on the Binance Smart Chain. 100x partners with professional athletes. Started as a meme community driven project owned by the crypto YouTuber Can the crypto three professional NFL players? That's weird. No, it's on PancakeSwap. I didn't know that. Vitalik rug pulls. Bitcoin dominance going back to the bottom. Bitcoin dominance has Bitcoin dominance is interesting. We're in levels. Well, let's just go to the chart, like the actual, because that's not actually Bitcoin dominance. This is Bitcoin dominance. Look at that. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance is still decreasing. That's interesting. And bottomed at 35 or at like 42. So still potentially has some room to go. I don't know if we're gonna go back and double bottom like this. I'm not sure if that's what's gonna happen or not. But alt's got pretty nuts. Could argue they could still get nutty. Keep in mind the reason why this probably dropped today is probably because of the ICO of our new number 8, which is Internet Computer jumping in at $35 billion. So that's taking a percentage out. And Bitcoin under $1 trillion. So I don't know. Solana's cool. I like Solana. No issues with Solana. Technically, let's see what it did. I didn't look at it at all. Solana's a good one, good ecosystem. I think it's an FTX thing. I'm not 100% sure, so someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it's holding really nice and tight, and actually handled everything really well today. So no major issues there. Yeah, Link BTC shiny. Take a look at that. Holding up. Wow, holding up really well. Bit of a bull flag. A little bit of a cup right there. Yeah, pretty healthy. Yeah, that's pretty healthy, shiny. I felt Bitcoin was going to be fine, but someone at the top wanted to come down along with stocks. Makes no sense after CPI data came out. BTC should go up, sell in May, and go away. Um, it's really difficult to try to figure out what things are going to do based on macroeconomic news. I'm just going to tell you, it's really hard. It's not that consistent. There's more to take into account. There's just more to take into account than macroeconomic data when it comes to inflation and stuff like that. Like look at gold and silver. Look at gold and silver. I mean, didn't we just print like a bejesus amount of dollars, and then gold's been stuck in a correction since August of last year. I mean, so I'm sure some gold bugs out there are scratching their head right now. Why aren't we going up? And they're wondering why Bitcoin's going up. So I mean, it's really difficult to take the entire. That's why macroeconomics is very difficult, because there's a lot of things to take into account, and some things you just can't. There's just some things you can't take into account, and those are very difficult to get right. You have to get everything else right and the unknown, which is obviously very, very difficult. Coins remind you of .com startup names. Yeah, a little bit. Probably just as valid as half of them too. Most of those .com names were just head, the top of the paper, whatever the hell that's called. Not a headline, something or other. Damn it, I forget what it's called. Pretty much just that. Unknown, like Elon tweeting shit. Yeah, yeah. Not even so much Elon tweeting, but as much as why isn't gold rallying when we're printing so much money? Like if you look at the M2 money flow versus gold. Actually, let's see if we can do that. GLD M2. Let's see if that'll work. GLD with the M2 money supply. There you go. You can do that apparently. Let's go to the weekly. So, ever since 2011, gold has underperformed inflation. If that's what I think it is. Yep, that's exactly what I think it is. That's MXGLD and Fred M2. That's exactly what it is. So you really no idea why. All right, I'm back. OBS goes, you've disconnected. I'm like, okay, thanks. So from a macroeconomic perspective, it's really difficult. Now, I mean, at some point, obviously, gold's probably going to pump, but maybe Bitcoin has taken its place. Oh, September 2011. That is, okay, not that September 2011, because that was the year 2011, not 2001. Anyway, that's about when Bitcoin was born. Bitcoin has outperformed. This isn't even going to be funny. BTC, USD M2. So there's your Bitcoin. It's going to be the same damn chart. So there's your Bitcoin versus M2, and then you got gold versus M2. There you go. That's funny. It's Bitcoin's up so much, it's not even a factor. Doesn't even matter. Yeah, Bitcoin is the new gold, Alex. I definitely agree with that. I think it has taken part of gold's market share. Absolutely. What would you name a coin if you launched one? I actually want to launch one. I actually do want to launch a coin, but I won't be able to. I want to do a swapping coin, though, kind of like a pancake swap. I want to do one like that. And I had a name for it. I wrote it down. Darn it, what was it? It was going to be... I thought of it yesterday. I said it on the show today. Oh, there it is. It's over there. Let me see. So if somebody wants to do this, let me in on it. Where's it at? I think it was called Crispy, I think. Yeah, it was Crispy. Yeah, this isn't the paper. The coin was going to be, because everything has to have a food thing. Oh, I guess I should have a dog title now. Darn it, maybe I should rename it. It was going to be Crispy, and there was going to be Fried, and then there was going to be Toaster. We're going to be different ones. I thought, I'm like, that'd be pretty dope. Extreme Stream Coin? Extreme Coin? Extreme Coin! Anybody around back when I would yell Extreme Stream? Extreme Stream! Who started that? Was that you, Ellie? I have a feeling Ellie started that, actually. That sounds like something Ellie would say. Krispy Kreme donuts. Yeah. Talk about a bubble top. Some YouTuber named Real Crypto started Extreme Coin. And then it rocketed. Became the second largest market cap company. That's funny. We would stake with like a million % a year or something like that. Maybe we should just fork Hex, for crying out loud. Hex has been gangbusters. Oh, got up to 6 cents. Jeez, that's crazy. Burn coins every extreme stream. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, coins get you into the live stream. That's no fun. All right, guys, I'm going to bail. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been fun. Can't say it's been real fun. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, watch for the rollover. Watch for the retest. I'm pretty sure we'll at least get a retest. Be very bullish if we didn't, but I'm not sure we're in that environment right now. So, thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, everyone. Hey, really appreciate your guys' time today. It's a lot of fun. Thanks, all of you. Appreciate it. I will see you all on the next one. Have a good day.